Okay, I just had the greatest idea of how I should have opened the show, and it came to me just when I hit the button. I should have covered my face in like shaving cream or whipped cream. No, but I don't have whipped cream. I should have covered my face in shaving cream and been like, "Hello!" It would have been so good, but I didn't do it. But imagine I did, and wouldn't that have been hilarious? Absolutely, but it didn't happen. Missed opportunities. But you know what's not a missed opportunity? Watching this. Welcome, everyone. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and this is the grand finale of the Teacup for One Robin Williams movie marathon. For those of you who've been with us for a while, you know how the drill goes. We watch a bunch of movies that are all themed to something. This is the first time we watched a bunch of films in the arsenal of a specific actor. Of course, that actor being Robin Williams, and it has just been amazing because like everyone loves Robin Williams. So we kicked it off kind of at the tail end of Peter Pan month, and we watched Hook. Then we opened up with, oh, it's been so long now. I programmed extra weeks for Robin because you can't just pick 4 Robin movies. But we've like watched our way through Dead Poet Society, Jumanji, 1 Hour Photo, The Birdcage, and tonight, of course, is Mrs. Doubtfire. But there are so many other amazing Robin Williams films. It was so hard to pick, but we did. So I'm so thrilled for this evening to chat with our guests on screen and our guests here in the chat about what might be debatably Robin Williams' best movie. I don't know. It's hard to pick a best, but I think this could be a definite contender because, of course, we're not just talking about Robin Williams, which is enough to carry my love and attention through an entire film, but much like last week with The Birdcage, this is an all-star supporting cast that my brain can't be wrapped around how good the supporting cast is because Sally Field, we love her. Who else? Pierce Brosnan, right, like either before or directly after he was cast as James Bond. I've never seen a James Bond movie, so I really only know Pierce Brosnan from this and Mamma Mia, and Mamma Mia is not great. So like in my mind, this is Pierce Brosnan's like, this is it. Like this is his best movie. And even like the kid cast, Mara Wilson, like a millennial icon if there ever were one. Like little Mara Wilson just carrying the movie. Oh, so good. I can't wait to discuss it with all of our friends here for this evening. Let's see who we have in the chat. Sarah, hi. Multiple hearts. Mandy, thank you for joining us. Oh, my cat. Eliza's here. Hello, Eliza. Okay, I'm excited you're watching, Eliza. My mom's here. Happy belated birthday, Martha. Everyone wish Martha a happy belated. It was Sunday. A delight. Jeanette says, hello, Poppets. We'll see Jeanette in just a second. Aubrey, good evening. I grew up watching this movie and look forward to discussing it. Aubrey, I cannot wait to hear what you have to say about this film. Oh, Nick Wood is here. Hello, governor. How's you getting on, mate? Eh? Chip, chip, cheerio and all that. Very good. Bob Hunt, hello. So many delightful friends here. Well, let's bring some more delightful friends onto the screen. Who's it gonna be? Oh, I don't know. And they don't know either. This is always my favorite part. I can see them in the waiting room and they don't know who it's gonna be. It's Morgan. Look, everybody.
Hi.
From Teaching Disney.
Hi.
Hi,
You give
Morgan.
me such anxiety when you do that.
I know. It's delightful. So, welcome. Now, Morgan, when was the last time you were here? I can't remember what movie it was. Have you been here for Robin Williams or was it a Pan movie?
No, it was a Pan movie.
Live action?
It was legit Peter Pan.
Oh, Disney Peter Pan? Cartoon Peter Pan? Oh my
yes.
gosh, it's like a month and a half ago. Welcome back. What have you been up to, both in your life, your career, and your channel?
So, in my career, we had the end of the school year, so it was my first full year that I've been in person. Thank you. It was a huge accomplishment that I thought would come a lot sooner in my life than didn't.
Better late than never.
Yeah. And then I started summer school, so that's interesting, you know.
As a teacher, as like you're teaching. Okay.
As a teacher, yes, not attending. And then on the channel, we've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been going to the parks a lot. We did it Guardians of the Galaxy, both preview, and I've now ridden it a total of like 6 times.
Have you done all the songs already? Like by now, or have you had repeats?
I've gotten 4 or 5 of the songs. Nice. I'm still missing like 1 or 2. I got a new one the last time I wrote it. Last weekend, but I'm going again this weekend, so we'll see if we get another song. And
Brilliant.
then giveaway coming up next week. So
what do we get?
So you'll actually love it, Matt. Hold on. Let me grab it really quick. There's like multiple things in the giveaway, but there's a sneak peek on the video I just released today. And I'll show you one of the items because I think you might freak out.
Is it the teacup ears?
No. No. Something that I think you'll still love. Give me 1 second. It's right here.
For those watching, I actually have the Mickey Mouse main attraction teacup ears. I haven't opened them yet. They're in a box. I want to do a video because it's the only pair of Mickey ears I'm ever going to spend money on. Oh, yes, Canada! Canada Red Panda. Yes. Oh, I love this.
So this is a tumbler from Fairy Tale Wish Designs that I'm a brand rep for. So she just released this tumbler this past Monday, and I have it. So I'm giving it away along with the Tiana one.
Oh, amazing. Everyone, go.
And then
check out Morgan.
Other
See the giveaway.
Too. Like this isn't the whole giveaway, but you can get an extra entry if you go and watch my video that went live like 3 hours ago.
Oh, well, like that's enough for me to want to enter. Fantastic. Thank you, Morgan. Oh, I can't wait to hear what you have to say about the movie. Can't wait to enter the giveaway. It's a delight. Coming in for our next guest this evening, a Teacup for One movie club staple. You know her. You love her. The culinary wizard of the Disney creator. Actually, no, we have two of them here tonight, but one of the culinary wizards of the Disney creator community. It's Tinker J. It's Jeanette. Hi, Jeanette.
Hello.
Hello. Bob says, hey, Jeanette. Oh, and Walking with the Woods said hi to Morgan. So many people are saying hi to us. Hello, everyone. Hello, Jeanette.
We love everybody. Hello.
Yes. Oh, I like the blue. Is that for Mrs. Doubtfire?
It's not. It just is the best color that I have.
I respect that. I respect that. Well, welcome. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on the movie. So, Jeanette, what's new with you? What's fun and exciting with you, with Disnerdy, with Dole Whip Darlings? Tell us all. Tell us it all.
So we are. I'm Jeanette. Hi, TinkerJ787 on Instagram. And you can find me on We Like Theme Parks, the show. No, not just a podcast, but we just had a live episode for the first time in a few weeks last night, so you can catch that if you go find that over there on YouTube. And then we also will have a small new news podcast episode coming out next week. So it'll be like a little blurb about the news, but we always go off on tangents. So it'll be that too. And then I know we keep pushing it back, but Dole Whip Darlings will be early July.
Cool.
After I go to Disney for my 10th anniversary on June 27th. So
you're going to have
a very quick 2-night trip, but it's going to be a very romantic 2-night trip. So
where are you staying?
Grand Destino at Coronado. It'll be our first trip, just Disney Dado and I, just us.
Really?
Yeah.
Like ever in your relationship?
Yeah, I think we've done like some date nights where we'll like go stay in a hotel in like the nearest city, but never gone somewhere.
Oh my gosh, you're going to have so much fun. Well, yeah. Happy early anniversary. Thanks. Cannot wait for the trip report. But more recently, I can't wait to hear what you thought about Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah. A delight. All right. And I'm going to bring in our final guest for this evening, another Disney-loving culinary expert. It's been a while since she's been on the channel, and I'm so excited to have her back, everyone. It's Sam from Dish Upon a Star.
Hi, friends.
Hi, Sam. Welcome back. How are you? How's life? Tell us all the things.
Life is good. I haven't posted on YouTube in a while, so rip. Sorry about that. But life is awesome. I got a new job. I just got engaged 2 weeks ago. That was fun. Yay. I don't know if my ring, otherwise I'd do like a whole like ring thing. I'm getting it resized. But yeah, we're doing wedding planning, and I have a lot of like fun ideas for the channel. It's just, when will I do them? So
yeah, well, that's the beauty. YouTube's always there. You have a built-in fan base of, at the very least, me. So like as soon as the video drops, I'm there. What's your like number one idea that you want to do when you get it rolling again?
Honestly, like I went to Disneyland, and like I want to do some Disneyland food. Like they had a lot of interesting food at Magic Kingdom, and that was like I've never been to Disneyland before, and I was like surprised at how diverse the food was. Like we went to Adventureland, and like in the Tiki Terrace they had so much like good food. They had like bao buns and everything. Like it was really good.
Actual good bao buns, Matt.
Yes.
I'm
I'm triggered. I'm still
was-
triggered by bao buns.
They were like chili lime chicken. They were real, or ginger lime chicken. They were really good. I was like, wow, color me impressed, Disneyland. Because like
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom is like the worst food at Walt Disney World.
Yep, exactly.
The snacks are so good and adorable, though.
Correct. So, but no, there was more food options, and I really liked that. But then I just want to get back to like, food from the movies, like a ratatouille and things like that. So
You didn't explain. Like, what is your channel for those who don't know?
Oh,
I just assumed everyone knew. But yeah, tell us about Dish Upon a Star.
So I was doing like food from and inspired by Disney movies. So like for Cruella, I did like puppy chow, and then I did like a French dish for Be Our Guest, or for say it, Beauty and the Beast, and then I did like pizzas 1 month, and I did like pizzas from like different Disney parks, and like I did a Peter Pan pizza that was pretty cool. So yeah, lots of different stuff. Actually, I went to Goofy's Kitchen, and they had like the best pizzas of all time. So I will have to be making some Goofy's Kitchen pizzas.
That's a bold statement. Best pizzas of all time. Wow.
Yes, they're very good.
I don't know, compared to the pizzas that you're able to get around the parks in Disney and Disney World, not hard. Not a hard hurdle to
just
jump.
The globs of dough.
Yeah, truly.
Copious amounts of dough with a little bit of sauce. Yes.
I do have to say the new pizza at Connections is not that bad.
I want to try it.
And that's an improvement for Disney World's
That's
pizza.
true.
Not that bad.
No, I was watching a video last
bad.
night. The Connection food looks a lot better than I would.
So
like the presentation, at least, looked. I was so impressed.
That whole
Like, they had
place
little
smells
towers.
like a waffle when you walk in. The entire place smells like
I want a waffle now. Waffles are so good. Anyway, oh yeah, Robin Williams. This thing.
Rob Williams,
Aubrey,
Miss Doubtfire.
the second Wednesday of Pride Week has Harvey Firestein at a cross-dressing Robin Williams. This was not planned, but it goes perfectly.
Yeah, these first 2 weeks of Pride have been like aces. It's
Right?
Great.
And that, like, it's like the Pride gods just knew when I was planning this. I was like, that's just how it felt. I knew I wanted to end with Mrs. Doubtfire because I usually try to end these marathons with what I feel is like the best movie. It's hard to pick a best with Rob. Yes, the Equus, as I would say. But yeah, like, well, actually, I think Aladdin is his best movie, but I did a whole video on that, and that's more Disney focused than Robin focused. But yeah, the question I always love to open with is just kind of a recap of if you remember the first time you saw the film, and if not, just what the film meant to you back in the day, the first time you saw it. Then we'll kind of circle back and ask, how does it hold up now? Like, for me, I think this is the only movie that we've done in this entire series that I actually saw in the theaters on the first run. And yeah, like I was really young, not really young, but no, I was young. I was a kid. Oh, I would have been the same age as the youngest kid, as Mara Wilson, because she's an 87 kid. No, 86, but still, woot. Shout out to Mara Wilson. Love her. Yeah, and I had no interest in going to see it, but my parents said it'll be a funny movie. He dresses up like a woman, and there's a scene where his boobs catch on fire, Matthew. You'll laugh at least at that. And I laughed at that, and I laughed at the entire thing. Like, I was so taken at how funny a live action movie could be that like was just about normal people. Because I think I might have still been in my phase where I was like, if it's a live action movie, it needs to be a musical or there need to be fantasy elements. It needs to be fantastical. But there's just like a fun domestic comedy drama. And as I've gotten older, like I've grown to appreciate it so much more, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, Morgan, how about you? What was your first encounter with the Doubtfire?
So, it was like many years after it came out because I wasn't born when it came out.
Oh my gosh.
I just looked it up because I thought it came out the same year I was born, but no, I wasn't. It was like 3 years before that. So, yeah.
All right, young lady. How do you feel about this movie?
I'm sorry. That's why when you said it, I couldn't help but laugh because I was like, oh, I was about to say something like that. But I think I was like 7 by the time I finally saw it because it finally had come to like
DVD probably?
TV or something. Yeah, TV. And I loved it. I thought it was so funny. And I think I had just seen Matilda too for the first time when I watched it. So I was like, oh, Matilda's in this. And I love that part. And so it made me watch it. And then I didn't know he was Aladdin or he was Genie for like a really long time. Probably until I was about 16. But I've watched it off and on like lots of times.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, it has the very high rewatchability factor, especially for kids. Like thinking back, I'm amazed at how much other kids my age loved this movie. Like I have a distinct memory of staying at, it wasn't a Disney hotel, but a hotel in Orlando. And that was the movie that was unanimously voted by all the kids at like our kids club to watch for our big party. And yeah, like we had legit Disney movies available as well, but all of us were just like, no, put on Doubtfire.
It used to be on Disney Plus, but it's not anymore because if you look it up online, it says Disney Plus, but it takes you.
Oh, it is for me.
Canada. The UK version or something. Like
Canada.
Oh yeah, I watched it on Disney Plus. It was great. You know what else is there? 1 hour photo. That shot.
Yeah, and Pam and Tommy. I don't think there's no rules on your Disney Plus.
Yeah,
there's no rules.
Pam and Tommy. That's on
Canada. Disney Plus has no rules. Also, basically, our rating system, it has rules, but they're very open. You can have the F word 3 times in a PG movie in Canada, but if you hit 4, then it bumps up to PG-13.
That's interesting.
In America, it's 2 for PG-13.
For PG-13, it's 2?
Mm-hmm. And then after 2, it's R.
Go Canada. Woot. All right. Jeanette, how about you? Memories of the movie.
So I do believe I saw this one in theaters. I think it might have been because my parents had like a daycare and they had a summer camp. I feel like it was the movie that the kids went to see. Maybe that's where like I feel like I saw it in some setting like that. Regardless, I saw it in theaters, but then of course everybody owned it on VHS as soon as it came out. So, that was definitely, like you mentioned, that was the sleepover pick. Whenever there were still parents awake, you were like, put on Doubtfire. It's the best, because everybody, it was just a freaking laugh riot, right? The ads that were on TV I remember those because like they were kind of like the highlight reel of all the ridiculousness. And then I found, well, we'll get back to the rewatching on this time, but I do find that the scenes that I found funny have like kind of shifted just a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a movie that ages with us, which I think we've said about other movies. Is that the Birdcage? Did we say that last week? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam, same question.
Hi. Okay, first of all, what year did this come out? Because I was curious.
93.
Oh, I'm gonna guess like 93 or 94.
Yeah, it's earlier rather than
Morgan, do you know?
It's 93 or 94.
Okay, so I didn't see it in the theaters then. But I remember like we used to watch it on TV like all the time. And I know we had the VHS too. And that was one of our like family movies. So like, I don't know if you guys and your families like had like certain movies you would always watch with your family, but like ours were like Mrs. Doubtfire and like, okay, Galaxy Quest, like things like that.
Love it.
I love it so
Matt,
much.
if you did an episode on Galaxy Quest, I'll be on that so fast.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, like and my parents were divorced. So like, I remember seeing that in a movie and being like, oh, like I'd never seen that in a movie before. But yeah,
did we lose them?
Oh no.
Oh,
it's our job to carry the show now, ladies.
I know, right? Oh no. I thought we would
I think all of us only have 1 degree, so technically then that makes 3 degrees. So look at that.
Mine's only an associate, so it's 2.5. So.
Okay, I have an associate's too. Perfect.
There we go.
There we go, 3 degrees.
3 of us.
Perfect. But yeah, like I said, like my parents were divorced. So like when I saw that, I'd never really seen like a divorce depicted in media before. So I was like, that's kind of interesting, So I like this movie a lot. I'm so glad we got to watch it.
Yeah, I think
I completely forgot that they were divorced for the longest time until
there you are.
You just said it.
What did I miss?
And you just said about the divorce, about them being divorced. I was like, oh my gosh, wait, they were getting a divorce. That was what the whole thing was about.
Yeah.
That is the whole, My dad did not do any of that.
With me.
But yeah, like I said, that was like one of the first depictions of media I'd ever seen, like of somebody getting divorced. So it was like, oh, cool. Because my parents got divorced when I was like a little baby.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. And Bobby pointed out the book
looks similar in the
They
Santa
do.
Claus and this one. They look really similar.
Tommy pointed out that the book was from 87, and I do feel like the period between 87 and when this movie came out was when that whole spike in divorces in the country was occurring. So it was like so time, so poignant. Because if the book, I am interested to read the book. I had kind of forgotten altogether that it was based on it, and I saw it at the beginning of the movie, and I was like, I think that I want to read that. And I wonder if it plays like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where the book is like ridiculously darker. I wonder if this feels like this could go that way.
Yeah, I was just like, I was looking for discussion questions, but they were all boring. But when I was looking at discussion questions for this, they were based on the book, and it sounds like it's pretty similar. Like the character names are all the same, which I wouldn't have expected. The number of kids is the same, which for like I also wouldn't have expected. And it seems like the plot points are all pretty on par. But also, I stumbled upon like half an hour's worth of deleted scenes from the movie today, and this movie was almost a lot darker. Or not a lot darker, but a lot sadder. Because they cut out it is.
It is,
but they cut out they cut out probably, I would say, 15 minutes of just Daniel and Miranda arguing and yelling at each other and crying. And there was this giant, there was this huge blow up scene that was cut that happens when they get home from the dinner after they find out that it's Daniel. And so he goes and says, I want to talk to you, Miranda. And then they just in the front foyer have this huge screaming match. And then they don't realize the kids are watching, even though clearly the kids can hear them. And it gets to a point where they're like, no, they have to be with me because they love me. And then Robin's like, no, but they love me. And then Lydia just screams, I hate both of you.
Oh, wow.
And then she starts crying, leaves. And then little Mara Wilson is crying and leaves. And then they just zoom in on the kid, on the boy. And he's like,
Matt Lawrence.
And it's just
back then.
It's so heartbreaking. And and then the two of them are just crying. And then she's like, Daniel, please just leave. He's like, I know, I will. So I recommend everyone watch the scene.
I want to see that just for the acting alone.
That sounds so sad.
So glad it's not in the movie.
Sad. Yeah. It's it just twists the knife even harder.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess good transition. How does this movie hold up now? What I think is really fun or weird for me in the viewing experience is that I started at the age of the youngest kid, and I'm not quite the age of Miranda and Daniel, but almost. Well, not almost. I'm closer in age probably to Stu, but still. Now I'm an adult, and I watched it when I was a kid. And just growing with the movie in that way is fascinating, because I think you watch it, well, obviously you watch it through different eyes, but I have so much more sympathy, I think, for Miranda now than I used to, while at the same time, I think she's written a little one-dimensionally and she's very hateable, but I feel for her more than I did as a kid, which I think we'll discuss further on. But yeah, that's the main thing. I appreciate Miranda now a lot more than I used to as a character. Yeah.
I think about when I was a kid, and I watched that, I'm like, what a sick party. There's right? Why is she being bogus? There's animals. And now I'm watching it and I sympathize with her and the old lady across the street, because if I came home and there was a baby horse eating my plants, I would be furious too. So I get it. So as an adult now watching it, I'm like, you know what? That was out of pocket of Robin Williams. Having a party with some kids, cool. Barnyard animals,
Yeah.
In a residential neighborhood where it's not allowed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jeez.
Goddamn San Diego Zoo.
Yeah. But that scene is hilarious though. My brother and I always quote the shoo. And I don't know why that line, but always, because it's just so the way she says it is so funny.
I love when she yells at, I think it's the goat. She's like, you ate my begonias? Is that what they are?
Begonias, yeah.
She's like, you ate my begonias. Sally Field has so many quotable moments in this film, the whole time.
The whole time.
It's so good. But wait, Sam, how does the movie hold up for you now? We've kind of already.
Oh, sorry, I jumped in. I didn't. I thought it was open.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Transitions.
It's still funny, but there are. I don't want to be super serious about this, but there's some stuff that's didn't age well. You know? Like when he's got the hairy legs on the bus and the guy's That's the way God made you.
Well, and I love, he goes, Mediterranean. I love a Mediterranean woman. And like, I'm of Greek descent and also struggle with dark body hair. I was like, God dang it. Why you gotta say it?
Wait, I'm Greek too. Oh my God, we have 4 things in common.
Yeah, right?
But it's so good. I still am gonna enjoy it. Like, have you ever seen that Onion article? It's like local feminist puts aside her beliefs to enjoy a movie once in a while. It's like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna not watch it because oh gee, they make fun of women with hairy legs. Like, no. But there's some things that I'm like, all right. Like the little boy's peeping in her window or his window.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And they see, yeah. But yeah, nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
No, I like it.
Nice.
It holds up fine.
Oh, yeah.
I give it a B+, B-.
Like for me, I think A-. Give it an A-.
For aging?
Oh, for aging?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, for aging.
Yeah, no, for aging, okay, yeah, no, B to B-. And I know it is also, and this is a convo that's emerged more now that the Broadway musical has come out, but there are all the issues of kind of capitalizing on the comedy of a man dressed as a woman, which hasn't aged well as well. So there is that. But I think this also, it's a thing that we've mentioned with other Robin Williams films. It treads a very fine line. And because it's Robin, just because he brings that Robin magic to it, somehow it doesn't feel as insensitive as it could under other circumstances.
Yes. And
not to diminish the problematic elements, but yeah.
And I didn't watch the episode on the birdcage, but I feel the same way with Nathan Lane. It's not tee, I'm a girl. It achieves something. Do you know what I mean? Him dressing as a woman achieves something, helps him achieve a goal. Right. Yeah. It's not haha, women are silly. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's how I feel about it. So
well done. Jeanette, how about you?
So I like to address the whole how did it hold up thing in kind of 2 or even 3 different sections. One is just simply visually, are the fashions, are the technologies very different? And I'm sure Morgan's going to find it a lot more hilarious than us.
The payphone.
You weren't even
the antenna.
So I thought that the payphone stuck out. I thought that the type of phones in general in this movie were quite funny. She, and then also with the styles, there's a few things that I don't think stuck out.
There's some shoulder pads in there.
Sounds just like your shoulder pads.
There's a few things that stuck out that didn't stand out on my last rewatching. And it is just the simple, like you said, there's shoulder pads, Pierce Brosnan's tan. All of these things were very of the moment. And the look of the cars, even I think that on my last rewatching, they didn't look so old. And now all the cars look old to me. I'm oh my gosh, yeah, that's true. This was just after we started the 90s. So lots of 80s hanging out in there.
It's very pastel.
Down to the way Miranda is styling the houses.
That is
very.
You know what I never understood? I looked at her house every time I watched this, and I was like, she's an interior designer. I was this is not design. This is not and I watched my mom is all HGTV all the time. She literally just texted me that there's a new HGTV show she wants me to watch tonight. And nice. I was like, how is this design forward? Because I grew up with TLC switching rooms kind of stuff, and they did all this weird
While You Were Out. I miss While You Were Out.
Yes.
So
I watch that all the time.
That's the first way I look at. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I never saw the design. I feel they really missed the mark on that one, where they were oh, she's this big design person, but her house looks like it's a grandma's.
Yeah. So that's the first thing I noticed was that part of it did not age well. That part didn't. I think everything else, with the exception, we already said, of a few key jokes, aged really well. I think everything else translates. Unfortunately, we still have a high divorce rate in our 2 countries, I assume. Just the civilized, good way of life as we've progressed, just that it's more accepted. Whereas I think then there was still a little bit of tugging at the heartstrings. Now I don't even know much like drag in Birdcage, where I'm like, is it such a big deal anymore? Would it make such a big splash? Probably not. Divorce now, I feel like you base a whole movie around that. You're like, okay, and you're like that. That's kind of it's not as impactful. But for children who may be watching this for the first time, especially if they're from a house that's not divorced, that's a really new, weird, freaky concept for them, and it could be like even darker than what we're experiencing watching it. So it's really funny, but I think if you pick up the wrong note in that movie, it's not, So, but I do think other than the appearances, it's aged pretty well as can be expected. A movie about a man dressing like a woman and then looking at it through today's lens, where that's really not a big deal, especially, or even, I should say not especially, but even if you're heterosexual, still not a big deal. Like it's nothing to write home about. So I still love it. It's still funny. Oh, I will say, since you brought it up, I had the exact opposite reaction to Miranda's character. When I was a kid, I was like, oh man, yeah, she's really going through it. She's being a little bit, can I say the B word?
Why not?
She's being a little bitchy about things, but she's under some stress. Now I watch it, I was like, she is insufferable, man. She is just waiting. It seemed like she was waiting for something to jump on him about.
But Daniel did that to her. Imagine having to live with that.
I don't think he's as much of a screw up as I'm like, no. So the guy has different gigs. He's a voice actor. That's just like what happens. So what? I don't know. I feel like she's slightly insufferable in this, and she doesn't wait very long between starting the divorce and then going right into this
almost makes you wonder if Stu hadn't shown up, if she would have been so eger for this.
You got it.
Right.
I'm like, she seems real eager and she's being real short about everything. I don't know, but whatever. I had a totally different view of Miranda. I was like, I can't stand her.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we have to have a whole Miranda discussion. But first, Morgan, how does it hold up for you?
So I am a kid of divorce, so this kind of struck me as a kid growing up, except my father was never in the picture, so that was a little bit different. I too hate Miranda. I hate her. I think she gets worse with age.
No more Miranda slander.
When I first watched the movie, and I still don't like her now. I think she's even worse because I'm literally I just and there were so many it was more cringy for me. I was like, no, don't do it, during the scene when he was changing and the boys were watching him, I was like, no, get the blinds,
yeah.
I just saw it all happening. I was like, oh, this is so bad, so cringy. I do, and I noticed the gay brothers more this time around. I don't know why. I think I forgot they were there, and then when they reappeared, I was like, oh, yeah, you're in this movie.
Yeah, Harvey Fierstein. He's a legend.
It took me entirely too long, into my teen years and adulthood, to realize, oh, they're a gay couple. I was like, oh, two men living together, Jamaica.
It was a gay couple.
Fun.
Took me too long to figure out it was Harvey Fierstein.
Just being coworkers, and I don't remember him being his brother either. I thought I was yeah. I don't know why, but I think it's aged somewhat well. The design and the fashion is very 90s, 80s. That stuff is kind of just, you got to chalk it up to what it is. But I think some of the jokes are maybe not as funny anymore because I'm like, ooh, that could be a little not there. When he comes to his brother and he's like, I need you to trust me.
Make me a woman.
Honey, I'm so happy.
I was maybe not.
But then ensues one of the funniest musical montages ever.
Yes,
with the matchmaker and the Barbara Streisand. Yeah.
I have to say that's one of the jokes that like we were saying, movie aging with you. When I was old enough to get the references and to know who those people were that he was impersonating, so much laughter. So Streisand, matchmaker, loved it.
Yeah.
Iconic.
It's one of my favorite musical montages.
And then the other part that really was cringy for me was the dinner scene. Not when like everything was going wrong, but anytime he was with like the guy he was trying to, his like future boss.
Oh, the boss
anytime
is so
when he was with
uncomfortable.
him, and then when he's like, oh, does she have a friend for me? I was
Yes.
like, ew.
He's like, you produce children's
30 years
television.
apart. Like, ew.
That's how deals were struck in the 90s.
That's true. Oh.
If you can give me a woman, you've got it, Buster.
And then he just makes him get drunk, like progressively
Yes!
drunk very quickly. I counted; it was like 4 or 5 drinks.
Yeah,
in,
he
like,
ordered
a
him.
span of
He
20
ordered
minutes.
2 to catch up with him, and then they both ordered another round. And then when he came back, he goes, "I hope you don't mind. I filled you up." And I'm like, "This is straight Scotch."
Yes.
Jack. And so that came up in our household too. I told Aaron, I was like, I don't know that as a child that I think I knew he was drunk in the scene where I watched him drinking alcohol, but then as the evening progresses, I forget that he's still drunk and these things that he's doing, like he's running into stuff and everything. I was like, I don't think that computed in my mind. I thought he was just bumbling, and then now I see it as an adult. I'm like, he is jacked. He's gone.
Maybe that's why he puts the pepper on Stu's dinner.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's another thing. There's attempted murder in this movie.
Yeah.
And he has zero remorse.
Well, also, who swallows an entire whole shrimp?
True.
Shrimp.
Okay. Maybe Sam can agree with me on this. Who, in their right mind, is allergic to pepper and orders the Cajun dish on the menu? Oh, I'll have the jambalaya. Can you make that not spicy for me?
Well,
like, no, I can't. I'm sorry.
I always like watch that scene and I'm like, he's not having an allergic reaction. He's choking on the shrimp.
Choking. He's not even
like, so they could have just taken the whole allergic
reaction. And when I watched it, I was like, oh, he's only
choking.
choked. And it's a whole entire shrimp that came out of his jugular.
Yes. Like they could have taken the whole attempted murder out. Like I feel like that could have been taken out and it could have just been like, he choked on a whole shrimp because
he doesn't have the allergic reaction. If he was having the allergic reaction, other things would have needed to happen than just the Heimlich.
Yeah.
Like again, like I have like really bad like allergies to certain things, and like I've had like hives and stuff. Like I don't just like it's gross, and the Heimlich would not do anything. So yeah, they would just. But I always watch it. I'm like, why did they say he's allergic to shrimp? Or allergic to pepper. He's choking to death. On a shrimp.
Sorry, but you're the idiot who ordered the jambalaya in the first place.
Yes, I'll the jambalaya, please. No pepper.
No spicy. Thank you.
It didn't even look he put pepper on it. It looks like Old Bay, to be honest.
Yeah,
like loaded Old Bay.
What's Old Bay?
Matt doesn't know what Old Bay is.
What's Old Bay?
Oh, it's an American like
a seasoning salt. It's
okay.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It tastes like a Bloody
like
Mary
a
in a can.
Where I used to live in Maryland. They
Matt,
like,
we'll do a food exchange. I'll send you some.
Yes, please. I'll send you I don't know, coffee crisp bars.
Don't send us any bao buns, okay?
No.
Send me Tim
absolutely
Hortons.
not. Oh yeah, I will.
Send me Timbits.
Yes, absolutely. Oh well, I think Bieber's Timbits are coming back, so that's like a big deal.
What?
Justin Bieber collaborated with Tim Hortons to design Timbit flavors. I doubt he had any creative input, but yeah, and he's also collaborating on a cold brew. Fun fact. So,
maybe I will have that. That sounds fine.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll talk. It'll be great. Let's jump into the chat here. Aubrey says, fun fact, Harvey Fierstein, the man who plays the brother, wrote the book for the musical La Cage aux Folles for the bird, which was the basis for the birdcage. It's all comes together.
Oh, wonderful.
What a fun fact.
Yeah, well, Harvey Fierstein, he's written a lot of stuff that we don't realize he wrote.
Yeah.
Harvey's fantastic. And he also voiced one of the funniest characters in Mulan. What else we got
Is
here?
that why I know him?
Yeah. And he's also the mom in Hairspray, the Broadway.
I was like, I feel like I've never seen his face other than in this movie. But he sounded really familiar.
Oh yeah, he's done so much voice stuff.
King of the Rock.
Yes.
That was my Harvey Fierstein impression. You're welcome.
That was great. I think Harvey, I just think Edna from Edna Turnblad from original Hairspray.
Yes.
Yeah, because another icon. We love him. When we watched it the first time, my younger sister started sobbing because she thought her parents would get divorced too. They had to stop the movie to calm her down. I feel like,
I feel like this can affect younger viewers who really have never tackled the concept of divorce in their own brains.
Yes.
This can slap a little different, if you know what I mean.
For sure.
Yeah, I had
It
plenty of
definitely
friends
was,
who
like,
I'd
a lot
seen.
more like intense. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
like you really should. Like Robin made a lot of good points, and this is why. Okay. Well, if we're gonna have a Miranda conversation, I'll save it. But
oh yeah, well, let's just dive. Well, hold on. K-Dog and Fish are here. I love them. Does anyone else know who they are?
Yeah, Pop Dolls.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so they have an entire like Funko Pop shop like dedicated to Funko Pops here in Canada. And they're amazing. I got to meet them at Comic-Con on this past weekend, and they're the greatest. Yeah. So let me just check the chat here before we move into the Miranda chat. Bob Hunt says, I've only watched the first 25 minutes of the movie. As someone who was a 46-year-old father of 3 when diagnosed with ADHD, I may be looking at Daniel through an overly sympathetic lens. Oh, see, the movie hits everyone so differently. But yeah, like, I think is the reason Miranda rubs people the wrong way, specifically on this side of the screen. It's the reason Miranda hits people the wrong way because of how sympathetic Daniel is, because I do think, like, nothing's going right for him. And in the deleted scenes that I watched, like, everyone hated on Daniel so much more. Like that neighbor, the neighbor was outright saying, like, I'm watching you because I want to make sure you don't physically hurt Miranda because I think you're unstable. I hear you do all those voices with your kids. I think there's something wrong with you. And then and then she's like, I have my pepper spray. So like, yeah, like they toned it down, but I do think the movie definitely sets up Daniel to be obviously the more sympathetic character, and doesn't do Miranda any favors. But I do also think Miranda's pushed a little far over the edge as being, Sam, what do you think?
I feel like this falls into like the 90s trope of like the nagging wife. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, I don't know, like, he's not a bad guy. Like, I don't, like, for her to say, like, she wants to get a divorce because, like, the party, I'm like, there has to have been, like, other stuff. You know what I mean? Obviously, like, we're kind of starting this movie, like, in the middle of the action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I do think that they really, like, put her into like the nagging wife, and then like, you know, she goes for like the more attractive guy. Like, I really think that her character is just like a victim of like bad female writing in the 90s. Like,
yeah, I do think they try to expedite what's happening between those two in that kitchen scene right after the birthday party.
Yes.
And we get this glimpse of, and this could potentially, I guess, lead into like, we'll ask about what we think of Robin's performance in this. I think when they talk about, she's like, you're never serious. You're always joking. Right. And then when he comes back as Mrs. Doubtfire, like a few days later after all this, right? Well, not days later. It's whenever they decide she gets custody.
I think it's like 6 months after.
So, but when he comes back, she tells him, or tells, you know, Mrs. Doubtfire, like, oh, he could never take anything serious. So he hears that. And then I think for the rest of the movie, whatever he does as Mrs. Doubtfire is the things that he wanted to do to make Miranda happy. So that's where I find his flaw, is that if you had this in you, why didn't it come out? Like, why couldn't? And it's, I always kind of look at character things like that, stories like that, even in real life, really, as you are more likely to be the person that people expect you to be, not necessarily always the best version of yourself, even if you're fully capable of it. You're going to do what? So that's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because she expects him to be that way because he's been that way. So then he can't change. So, but then, yes, it does. It paints her in a much meaner light when she's the one that has to be the yelly, upset, straight-edged one.
And they do mention that he, like, you know, oh, you lost your job again, or you lost whatever the daughter says, something like that, like you lost another job. So like, it's heavily implied like he can't hold a job. So like, it's to be assumed that like she's the primary breadwinner and she has a lot of stress on her. But like,
well, in one of those deleted scenes, there's an earlier one before the big fight in the kitchen. They're like cleaning up the animal stuff outside, and that's the same scene when the neighbor's like, I'm scared you're gonna hurt Miranda and everything. But in that scene, you pretty much hear his side of it and how frustrated he is that she's so distant from the family and she has no bond with the kids because she's always working. It's almost like an inversion of what I think was also a 90s trope, where you had like the stay-at-home mom who was upset that the dad was never home and working, and it was almost like that same conversation. flipped, which I thought was interesting. And also just, I highly recommend everyone find these deleted scenes and watch them. Because just seeing the dynamic between the two of them pre-divorce, there's a little bit more affection, but still the frustration is there. Because I think the whole movie, we just see them hating each other basically to various degrees. But what I just really took away and what made me more sympathetic to Miranda on this rewatch was that I really got the vibe, like we said, we're coming into the middle of what that story is and like the tail end of their relationship. But I could just, because both of them are so good, like, because Sally Field and Robin Williams, we love them. I just totally can understand what that dynamic is and see how it probably worked and how it no longer works. Like when she said, I was attracted to him because he was so funny and because I was always way too serious. I'm like, that makes, like, I get who you are now as a fully fleshed out human more so than I did before. And I do think that she is at her, like, I think they are the epitome of a couple that are not bad people, but they bring out the worst in each other. And I think the film does such a great job at developing both of them as characters and just showing us how it doesn't work. And yeah, I do think since Daniel's the main character, it does paint Miranda in that more sympathetic light. But I feel like Sally Field, with the script and the character that she was given, throws a lot of humanity into it for who that person is. Yeah.
That's not why I hate her, though.
Oh, why do you hate her?
Like, I actually, like, I understand, like, okay, you want a divorce, like, yes, we haven't seen everything in their relationship. And I mean, they have a daughter that's like, she looks like she's like 16 already. So they probably like had a kid and maybe got married really quickly because they were having a kid or whatever the circumstances may be. It did seem like they like were young and in love and like just kind of did it to do it. And then they like kind of were stuck like that in a thing, and it like they fell out of love because they no longer had something distracting them. That's how I took it, because the kids are it varies so much in age that it kind of seems like that's kind of what's played out. But so that's not what bothers me about her. What bothers me is how she handles the divorce and how she just berates Robin Williams' characters right in front of the kids, like without even a second thought about it, where he does it once and then as soon as the kids react to it, he's like, oh, that's a line that I shouldn't be crossing. I should have known that, and I'm not going to do it again. Whereas she just doesn't care. And no matter what they say, she doesn't care. And she just, I feel like she's very much an absent parent. Like, you can work and still be very present when you come home. And it doesn't seem like she's like that. It seems like she works, comes home, makes dinner, and then sends the kids off to bed and wants her time, which I think is like very selfish and not like, no wonder your kids don't like you. No wonder you don't know your kids. Like, no wonder that your kids like like their father better. And then to just remove him completely because you want them to like you is how it kind of like comes off. Like, I hate that.
Yeah. And no, she does seem spiteful over.
Well, and she cuts. He's never been abusive, and yet she's like, you can't see them, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
No, she seems more interested in.
I hated, like, okay, you can give primary custody to the mom, whatever, like that's typically done even nowadays, but to not even hear him out as to like, it does make more sense for him to watch the kids after school for a few hours. Like you're completely like removing him from their lives completely. And it's just so, especially to the son and the youngest daughter, it is so detrimental to them to do that. And it's just, I just like hate how she plays it out and how she just lets the judge like just form this opinion of him as like he's just pulling off this whole acting thing, and she sits there knowing that she's doing something wrong and doesn't say anything about it. I'm like, that's not a mother. That's someone that is cold-hearted and is just trying to get back at someone else. Like,
she's more interested. She's more interested in like punishing Daniel than she is like actually caring about her kids and their needs. Like she really weaponizes the kids a lot. Like, and to me that really stands out in like when she comes to pick him up early at his house.
Yeah.
Like,
And she dropped him
that is a
off.
And she
Right.
dropped him off an hour late.
As someone who has lived that exact thing, it is a spite move. And it has nothing to do with caring more about your kid. It has everything to do with punishing the other parent.
Mhm.
So it's just,
Yeah.
man, now you've turned me. I'm a convert.
She gets worse and worse, and normally with divorce, like, okay, the first like few months you're like that or whatever, and then you would think as soon as she starts seeing a new guy she would stop, but she doesn't stop. She continues to bash their father in front of them. She continues
So inappropriate.
to
No,
just
and
say
in the-
how much of a trash guy he is.
In the courtroom, they say that he needs to have like a respectable abode or whatever the heck the terminology is.
Yeah.
And they try to play, I forget, are they in San Francisco or San Diego? It's
San
one of the-
Francisco.
San Francisco. So they show the inside his apartment and they're like, oh, this trash. Yeah, look, see this trash heap. And I'm like, that apartment is not bad at all. I don't know what you're
Oh yeah, no, I was
talking
thinking the same thing. And she's so
That
judgmental about how messy it is when he just moved in like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
He literally has like a sheet on a chair. She's like, look at this pigsty. And I'm like,
this is
what?
awful. And I go, do you know that apartment in that exact condition is probably worth $3 million today?
Yes!
Like changing nothing. Like that's probably a multi-million-dollar apartment just like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I don't think that aged well because I'm like, were we supposed to think that
No.
this looks like
And
a
then the
dumpy
judge says he
apartment?
needs a psych eval because of what he's
Yeah.
done. And I'm like, you literally are turning his entire, like, I don't understand. Like, I understand, okay, like doesn't always have a job, but it seems like he always gets a job. It's not like he's never been.
And he's an actor. Isn't that the nature of the job? Like,
Well, I think it's because he keeps
jobs?
on, he doesn't just take anything. He's pickier than he's in a position to be financially.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he had a really seemingly good, solid voiceover job. Like those pay really well. And it looked like it was for something kind of consistent, like if it was a series, and then he just drops that. That's like dropping,
That was pretty funny. And I thought that because they made it so ridiculous, that whole thing with the smoking at the beginning during the voiceover, it made him seem like more of a hero in today's world because all those people were smoking in the workplace. And he made the big statement about, I am not going to sell a cartoon that's smoking to kids, which in that time period, I mean, Bugs Bunny and all that was still very much all over the TV.
Joe Camel. Is that the guy?
Yep.
Yeah. And so I found it really funny because I'm like, well, especially nowadays, this is just making him look like more and more of a hero because he like was altruistic and walked out and, you know, did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it also makes me, it is interesting also because she like nags on him for not having a job, but then she expects him to be there at 3:00 or whatever the kids get home from school because they never had a babysitter before that. So I'm like, well, how, if a normal job, you work till 5:00, how do you expect him to have a job and be home with the kids at 3? Like, I don't understand. Like,
and P.S. the older daughter, she can babysit.
Yeah, no.
Like,
and that older sister is old enough to babysit.
Like,
Well, I feel like she's probably like 12, 11 or 12.
No, she's supposed to at least be 14. She's 13? Probably 16.
She's
That kid, the son is like 12.
Yes.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Yeah,
I think it's like
he's turning 12 in the movie.
Yes.
I think she's 16. I feel like
she's old enough to babysit by herself.
Yeah.
Especially
when one of them's 12.
Yeah. Well, even at 12, he could watch after his 5-year-old sister. Like it's not.
It's not a big deal.
Was it a big deal then?
No, I feel like it was less of a big deal.
You know what? No, but I feel like
now.
I feel like
now,
back then they were.
If a kid comes up now, parents are sending their kids off in Ubers to pick them up from after school. And
What?
I
Shut up!
And be like, hey, you have to stay on the phone with your kid the entire time they're in this Uber, just so you know. And they're like, yeah, we know. And I'm like, okay, bye. Sketchy.
That just that triggered
really
so much fear in me for
let's
all
also
these kids
let's asterisk this with Morgan teaches in Florida. So
okay,
okay, that makes sense.
Oh, was it in Maryland too? Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
Well, now the kids are even
Daughter's
ordering them
14.
themselves.
14. She looks older
No
than 14.
way. Someone look up how old the actress was when she played that role. I demand
She looks like
answers.
she could be like almost 18, like in real
She-
life, but
There's
she was probably playing a 16-year-old. But
yes. See, I think in the 90s it was all about stranger danger. Like that's
Right.
what I remember. Like stranger
Yeah.
danger. Like don't go with a stranger. So I don't know.
yeah,
What do I want to say? So Disney Dad saying that Miranda's the antagonist. She drives him to become Mrs. Doubtfire. Valid. Oh wait, she was 15 when she played the role.
Okay, yeah, she's
There we go.
44 now. I was doing the math.
Okay.
Aubrey's got me. Thanks,
Yeah,
Aubrey.
please. So then I guess on the flip side of
Oh,
it,
she's Canadian. Just FYI.
yes, repping us, love it.
Toronto. There you go.
Oh, she's from like the good part too.
Yeah. Oh no, you're in
Yes.
Niagara Falls. I'm saying Toronto, like that's your city. But it's,
Well, I mean, I more or less grew up in Toronto. I
He
live
watched my
here
Red
now,
Panda
but like
video,
I'm from
apparently.
there.
Or
Yeah,
if you watch my Turning Red video, apparently it is where he's from.
yeah. I mean, it is like I say I'm from Toronto. I live in Niagara Falls, but like I'm from Toronto. But that's what we all say. No one's actually from Toronto that says they're from Toronto. Just FYI,
That's
one
like
of those.
me in
Yeah.
Chicago. Everyone's
There
like, "Oh, like you live in the city." I'm like, like outside of it. No.
Like how far is that? Like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's fine.
whatever.
Yeah. But where's it going? Oh yeah, so let's just talk about, since Disney now brought it up, the whole thing about him becoming Mrs. Doubtfire. Appropriate, not appropriate. Like I know it's the point of the movie, and it's the reason we have a movie, and we love that. But like, is there a line that he's crossing? Is he going too far?
He's like low key, like stalk. If you think about it, like he's technically like stalking his ex-wife. Like she's already kicked him out of, not ex-wife, but like soon to be ex-wife. Like she's already kicked him out of the house, and like he's like sneaking in. Technically, he's like sneaking in, like
they're
entering.
exes. They're exes at that point.
Oh, they're divorced. Okay, it's finalized.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's technically like sneaking into her house under false pretenses. Like, I don't know. It's
She also
more
didn't do a
about the.
back, so I feel like that's on her.
True.
I feel like it's more like creepy to the wife, like not the kid. Do you know what I mean? Like he's not doing it to be like malicious to his children. Like he's not even doing it to be malicious to his ex-wife. But like, if you think about it, it's like not great to do to your ex-wife. I mean, I'd feel pretty PO'd if I found out my ex was like living in my house for like a bunch of months, right? Like, how would you feel like cleaning and doing my laundry? Like, get out of here.
I love that. I'd be like, yes.
It would be a lot creepier if it was a live-in nanny situation.
Oh
Definitely. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because he like betrayed her trust. Because he was like, "Oh, tell me what happened with your marriage," and it's like, do you know what I mean? Like he used that.
Yeah.
He used the Mrs. Doubtfire relationship to like get information.
I think if this movie hadn't come out when it had, like a lot of other things that we've talked about, like the concept of just a man dressing as a woman is not an extremely standout funny concept anymore.
Right.
So like you need a Robin Williams. I think even then, like it could be a hack movie, not necessarily with this whole storyline, but the idea of just, hey, the funny part is he's dressing like a woman. You need a Robin Williams.
Yeah, movies, and they just keep pumping those ones out.
Yeah, like you need well, yeah, and like honestly, like a few years after this, something like Big Mama's House came out, but you needed a Martin Lawrence to make that funny. Like you know, on the same accord, there's probably a dozen other movies like that are not very funny because they don't have a Robin Williams in them. So like I think the time period it came out in the 90s, when things like Dumb and Dumber were totally valid, Ace Ventura, like those are Jim Carrey, but like same concept, right? These are so ridiculous or such a basic concept that we need someone who's like larger than life to make it work. So even aside from just the idea of this is our core joke, all the other things he does in the movie, if you're not a good comedic actor, they're not that funny. Like you gotta be there. You gotta be to like turn it to 11 on your funny scale.
Well said. Yeah, I think it's well, Oh, I lost my thought, and it was such a good one.
He makes a lot of inappropriate jokes too.
Oh yes,
for a kids movie.
I was like the stuff he was saying to Pierce at the restaurant.
Yes.
About how you need to be into cunning linguistics.
I never picked up on that until now, and I was like, what are you saying? Like every time he talks to him, he's saying something sexual, and I'm like.
And they have so much tolerance, not even just that scene, throughout the whole movie, for her saying the most inappropriate things. But because she's an old British woman, they either forgive it or they're just like, oh no, that makes sense. Yeah.
I love when he's giving her the talk about the dresses, and like you can tell he's so badly like that's one of the things that I really loved. And I think you don't have to have gone through I think you just have to have had any number of relationships in your life to know that that look of jealousy, and to read that through all of that face makeup is like so funny, because you're like, you want to jump out of that and just slap those dresses out of her hand. And he picks up.
And what I love is that the kids at that point know it's him.
Yeah, and they're like, you're being ridiculous. I like the red one. Yeah.
And I feel like they played that. I feel like when filming, they filmed those out of order. And maybe the kids didn't realize what they were saying when they were saying it, like what had already transpired in the movie, because they were probably shot out of order. And I'm like looking back and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense.
Well, no, Mara Wilson doesn't know. Like the little one doesn't know. And I think Lydia's just good at being dead-faced and stoic that she's just like, Lydia holds it together so much better than I think anyone, kid or adult, would, for what she knows. And that's actually why I really like that scene that they deleted, where she just says, I hate both of you, at the very end. I'm like, yes, Lydia, because they have put you through literal hell.
That's what I don't understand throughout the entire movie.
Cameo from Robin's half brother. Love it. Sorry, go on, Morgan.
It makes me wonder throughout the entire movie what she actually thinks of her parents, because in the beginning it's clear that she hates her mom for getting the divorce, and then halfway through the movie she doesn't really seem to like her dad anymore either. But I'm just confused the whole time.
She's also just an angsty teenager.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're supposed to get from her. A lot of this movie is this person is already in a really weird time of their lives, and now they're having to deal with this. Also, the boy is coming into manhood, right? He's hitting puberty, and now he's having to deal with kind of this whole my dad's dressing like a woman concept. And again, at the time, we're going to play the gender roles up more than we probably would now. So that whole scene where he's like, I can't hug you yet, that I don't know that would read the room really well nowadays. But it fit in the story the way they structured it then. So I think the kids' ages have a lot to do with it, right? It's why Mara Wilson, they don't tell her. And the boy's having trouble grappling with the whole man dressing like a woman thing. Lydia's character is just angsty from the get-go.
I think she suffers from oldest daughter syndrome, where it's crap, mom and dad are falling apart. Now I got to take care of all this, Right. I don't know if either of you are oldest daughters or
I'm an only child.
I'm an only child too.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, and it's a lot of caregiving, and I feel now she's crap, now mom and dad are really divorced, I got to take care of all this and make my little siblings feel safe,
Well, that part where she tells, before they know it's him, tells Mrs. Doubtfire, no, we always watch Dick Van Dyke, and she's trying to keep them comfortable and keep them in their safe space.
That's the thing about her, though, and I don't get angsty the rest of the thing. I just get content through the whole rest of the film, and then that's why I'm so confused on where she stands, because that was the only angsty thing I saw, and I love that. I love that part from her.
Yeah.
I think, what was I gonna say about her?
K-Dog and Fish asked if it was Joey Lawrence's little brother, and I'm like,
yes.
Heck yeah, it was. The Lawrence brothers were everything. They were awesome.
They were also 90s royalty.
Yes.
Probably or was Blossom around when this came out?
That was before this, or exactly during it.
So that's the older brother, right? That's not the one in this movie.
Joey's the oldest one. Matt Lawrence is the one in this one, and then I think Andy Lawrence was the youngest one. Matt Lawrence is currently on Worst Chefs in America, or Worst Cooks in America. Celebrity Edition.
He's still doing stuff?
I'm rooting for him.
Nice. Disney Dino says, this movie feels like the Santa Claus to me, both about divorced dads. One becomes Santa, the other. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
Something that I think, kind of going back to Lydia and even kind of what Disney Dado said, it really struck me this rewatch how much Daniel's asking of the two older kids when they find out, when he says, don't tell your mom and don't tell your sister. And to me, that just like, and I think that's where the concept of the movie has a really good payoff outside of we need a set. Well, not we need a setup, but like we have a setup to have Robin Williams dressing as a woman, and that's funny. But now it's just truly, I think, amplifying and almost satire is the wrong word. No, almost satirizing that divorced parent dynamic when like they can truly put one kid against another, where it's like, I'm entrusting you with this, don't do it. And then it just puts the kids into this position of like, these two people that I've like come to trust are now putting me in a place where like I'm against them. Like, I just think like that's so brilliant writing wise. And I wish that was explored a little bit more because they're just kind of okay with it. But
yeah, that's what I feel like the kids didn't play as big of a role for a kids movie. I feel like the kids don't play as big of a role in this movie as like they would nowadays. I feel like nowadays, if you made it all about like the dad, like no one would watch it. Like
that was a big theme of movies at that time too. We were just coming out of the movies about dads. Like there was a lot of,
Mr. Mom.
There's Mr. Mom, there's Ghost Dad, there's 3 Men and a Baby, there's, like there's
Father of the Bride.
Yeah, you had what was the one with the old
Kramer versus Kramer.
And there was a Olsen twins one about, I can't remember the name of it right now. It Takes Two.
Oh.
Parent Trap Without the Rights is what I like to think of it.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my God, you're right.
Oh, I love Parent Trap, so good. So K-Dog and Fish have a fun question. Which holds up better, Tootsie or Doubtfire?
I don't know.
I think that Mrs. Doubtfire.
I think, well, I haven't seen Tootsie really in any
capacity. I haven't seen it in a while.
Of it, yeah.
But I definitely think Doubtfire because it has the family element that's prompting him, because in Tootsie, it's just pure greed. Well, I don't want to say pure greed, but he's doing it to advance his career because he's at a point, which is a different discussion that I think is valid, but he's at a point where, especially as an actor, he can't get work. So he does what he has to get work. And like, I can sympathize with that, but I do think the fact that this is all centered around that relationship, that family dynamic, adds a lot more depth to it, where the exploration is, I don't know, like I sympathize more for Daniel and deceiving people than I do for Michael Dorsey deceiving people, even though Dorothy Michaels becomes an overnight hit. And we love that.
And he learns a lot. I think Dustin Hoffman learns a lot in the course of that movie. Do you know what I mean? Like when he keeps getting sexually harassed by like the doctor actor. But I agree with you. Like it's about intent. Like we talked about earlier. Like Daniel just wants to spend time with his kids, man. Yeah. And Michael Dorsey just wants a job. So yeah.
Well said. Let's jump back into the comments here.
The Mrs. Doubtfire show, now that I'm thinking about it, also, like, the show is kind of they make some suggestive comments, too.
The Broadway show?
Like, attacking her. And
I think, like, the TV show with the monkey.
I'm like,
monkey.
Oh, yeah. That's,
I thought you meant the Broadway show.
Do you know what language they speak in England? That, like... English? Oh, no.
What does the monkey say?
Monkey says Pakistani.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Pakistani.
Like, wouldn't hold up.
Oh yeah,
now.
that joke. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. But like, I would watch the Doubtfire show. I think it's a delight.
Can we real quick like pour one out for the boring dinosaur guy? Because like I feel bad for that guy. He just wanted to teach the kids about the dinosaurs. But like mad respect to Daniel for being like, you know what? I'm not going to totally take you out of a job. You can be on my show as the mailman.
Yeah.
Like,
wait, he's the mailman?
Yeah.
I never put that together. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
Like, I'm not going to, I also kind of seemed like they were kind of alluding to Mr. Rogers in that instance.
Yeah.
Because he wrote a letter and he was kind of older, like his
Yeah.
show been around for a while, and then it got
Those
canceled
dinosaur raps, though. Those dinosaur raps definitely kept butts in the seats when you were a little kid watching this movie.
Oh, for sure.
That dinosaur rap, everybody was saying that over and over and over again at school.
I'm a raptor doing what I can.
I'm gonna eat everything.
But I'm coming as oil. That was
Oil.
like
Yes.
our favorite.
Although that part to me was super cringy on this rewatch.
Well, yeah, that
even though I
doesn't
love
age well,
Robin,
does it?
I love Robin, but that was to me a moment of now like rein in Robin Williams and his raptor rap. Just
Wait, but I like the Brontosaurus one. I
What's
eat
the
wood.
Yeah.
It tastes good.
And that's
No
what I mean,
meat,
like
big feet.
those commercials that would play that and him dancing with the vacuum and the pie on the like they're selling you, and then you get in the theater, and I really didn't notice till this time that really was the highest funny parts. Like there are things that are funny, like I know Morgan thinks it's cringy. At the time, it was funny when he was talking to the boss guy. When you were a kid, you were like, oh, yeah, he's really winning over this guy. This is a real man, and he's really fooling him and all that. Like, that was funny. But then now it's like it's so quiet and it's so like not the bigger parts for Robin in here. And you're like, you hear it more. As a kid, you're like, oh, that's funny. Yeah, he's telling him he has a girlfriend. That's hilarious.
I still like the run by fruiting.
Oh, it's the best. That's still the best joke. Yeah.
That always holds up.
The run
by fruiting.
When he throws he's at the bar at the pool and he calls Stuart.
Yes.
And he throws the mango. Oh, I'm sorry. It was a run by fruiting.
That was the best.
Do not tip the bartender.
Anytime he talks to him, he always has to like throw a jab in there of like, oh, you must not have done this, or like,
Oh my god!
Yes.
No, my favorite was when he was like, "Oh, where are you from? Your accent's a bit muddled. Oh, so's your tan."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That tan is bad. That tan. His eye. He even has the little glasses you put on. He has the little marks of the little goggles you put on in the tanning booth.
He does.
Yeah, if you look at his eyes, they're like light pink. Yeah, they're.
I hope that was intentional because that's hilarious.
Exactly. I'm like that could have just been Pierce Brosnan. I don't know.
Can I ask a question of the ladies in the chat?
Yeah.
Matt's like, yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Pierce Brosnan, not really doing it for me, like ever. Like maybe I think right or no?
I got it back then. Now, and maybe it's just because like maybe he had a very of the times look. He had the slicked black hair. He had the tan. He had what we would consider, I guess, like perfect-ish skin. But like now looking back, I'm like, no, he looks like an older man who has tried to keep himself together. That is what he looks like.
He's very Mr. Sheffield from The Nanny.
Yes.
Who's Mr. Sheffield?
You've never seen The Nanny?
Never seen The Nanny. We didn't get it in Canada till like 2002.
God. Yeah, you need to save your soul and go
like
watch
Nick
that
at
show.
Night, like the best.
Yeah. No, and the girl, the middle daughter from The Nanny, is also on Worst Cooks in America.
Stop, really?
Wait, are the worst cooks in America all celebrities? Is that a thing?
It's their
It's like a
celebrity
90s
edition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That just would
Fun
be
fact,
So it's all
I signed
stars
Eddie
from
up
the
to be
90s.
on Worst Cooks in America. And they were going to interview him, but Ick was going to interfere with his work, so he didn't do it.
Oh my God.
But I wanted him to be on it. Oh, so bad. So bad. But he's a better cook now. Now he can make like eggs and stuff.
Everybody's saying what I'm thinking too. He had his best sex appeal as Bond, which I think if you make any man Bond.
In the Nintendo game?
In the Nintendo game.
Yes. In the blocky.
It's just you put any guy in a suit, a tuxedo, and you slick their hair and you put them in a nice car. It's gonna have some sort of appeal. But yes, in this movie,
Go ahead, finish.
I was just gonna say his I don't want to say the word here, but his something baggery really shows. So yeah, he's.
I always thought that him and the dad from The Parent Trap were the exact same actor until I watched it this time, and I was like,
Dennis Quaid?
Oh, wait,
Dennis
Quaid is
handsome.
handsome. Dennis
love
Quaid
you,
is
Morgan. I
handsome.
love you so much.
I don't know actors. Like I don't know. Like you can say an actor's name to me, and unless they're like really big, like today, shoo, it goes right over my head.
And I'm the
Like,
exact
you guys
opposite.
keep saying
I
that
remember
guy's
actors' names like
the brother, and I'm just like, I don't know who that is. Like I don't know what else he's done. Like you gotta give.
But as soon as I said Mulan, it clicked.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, I thought when you said Mulan and you told me he was I forgot
Yao.
his name. Yao. I was thinking he was the matchmaker because that made total sense with the song.
Why the
It
tea?
sounded like like the
Right.
matchmaker song from Mulan. That's what I
oh my god,
attributed
that's
that
so
to.
funny.
I didn't know
Okay, I
that
can
was
see
like
that.
an actual song. I thought that's something they
No,
came
it's
up
from
with.
Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah, no,
Matchmaker,
it's the-
matchmaker.
Maker, make me a match.
Find me a
find.
find. Catch me a
Catch me a
catch. Do, do, do,
Oh,
do,
that
do,
makes
do.
so much
Don't
more sense
bring
now.
around- Yeah, there you go. Don't bring around a cloud to rain
It's
on my
rain on my
parade. So good.
Sometimes I feel like I'm not as cultured as I claim to be.
Disney Data said, "Whoa, Dennis Quaid is the American Pierce Brosnan."
Did you say that in the chat? I don't have it. There it is. Yes.
Oh my god! There
No,
you go.
I mean,
Not
I
wrong.
love the dad, and I think
wrong.
if I were like a older person back in the '90s, born in the alive in the '90s,
Wait,
and I had a chance with him, I would date the dad.
Morgan, how old are you?
Oh, this guy.
You're 24 or 26, right, Morgan?
I'm 25.
20. So look, I went right on the nose there.
Right there. Right there.
I don't know.
You danced around it.
I didn't realize
24,
that.
25. Yeah.
Oh no.
That's hilarious.
So, Matt, how I've said
Yes.
every other week, I would love to have someone here who was not aware of any of these things
Yes.
that are
Now we
happening.
do.
Now we do, and we're seeing how we all feel about it.
Yes. Although I would have loved to have Morgan's thoughts on 1 hour photo and birdcage.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
was in the chat. I told you I came in like halfway through, and you guys were talking about something. And I was
Oh,
like,
right, you were
"What-
too young
what
for
are
this
you talking
conversation."
about?" Like I was literally like, and you never responded to it, so I ended up having to go. And I was like, I really wanted to see what you thought about what I was saying because I was like, I have no clue what you're talking about. And from what I heard over like the past like 20 minutes that I watched, I was very concerned.
Yes.
Okay.
We need you to watch the birdcage, Morgan, and report back. That's the homework. That's your summer school, the birdcage.
Oh.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is.
I'll try.
Brilliant. Yeah. Anything else for Doubtfire that we want to discuss that we haven't touched on yet? We've talked about Miranda, and I think now I've kind of, Morgan has swayed me. I think I like Sally Field more than Miranda. I think that's
Correct.
what it is.
Exactly.
I like,
What else
Yeah.
is she in?
Steel
Forrest
Magnolias.
Gump, Steel
Steel- yeah.
Magnolia. I was going to, exactly. Forrest Gump and Steel Magnolias
Forrest
would be the two
Gump,
I would suggest.
Lincoln.
Okay, that's where I know her from. I know her from Forrest Gump, and I love her in that gives me such conflicting feelings now because I
Yeah,
love
because
her
she's
in
a great
Forrest
mother
Gump.
in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And she's a great mother in Steel Magnolias.
Yeah, exactly.
And in
right?
Lincoln.
Shelby, drink your juice.
Oh God, yeah.
And what else? And she was the flying nun.
Yes.
I don't know what that was. I just know it existed. Norma
Oh,
Ray.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Nor I. I haven't seen that many Sally Field movies, truth be told. So I think when I see this, I'm just blown away at how good she is because I have no frame of reference otherwise. And I just go into it thinking, I hate Miranda. Then I'm like, oh, wait, do I? And just watching her in the last scene when Doubtfire on TV is talking about families and how love is always there. And then she's crying. I'm like, no, now I'm crying. Oh my God.
No, you're crying.
Yeah. No, you're
Well,
crying.
I think she's finally realized.
Oh, yeah, and she's Aunt May.
Like it's
Oh,
about
yeah, in
her
the original
family.
Spanish.
Yeah.
It's not about her personal feelings. It's about what her family and what's best for her family. And I feel like she never puts them first because even when she hires Mrs. Doubtfire, she still isn't like rushing home or she's like bringing someone else home with her. Like it's not like she's like hanging out with her kids to get to know what her kids
She's
do.
literally doing it to spite Daniel.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Yeah.
literally doing it to be like, well, you can't be home to take care of the kids, and I can't do it, so I'm going to hire somebody. Like, she literally is doing it to spite Daniel. It's really cringy.
Yeah. So
Fun Sally Field fact.
Yes.
She was Tom Hanks's mom in Forrest Gump and also his love interest in Punchline.
I think those movies
Ew.
were only like 3 to 5 years apart too.
Ew.
And so they were like
That's
fresh
how
in
Hollywood
people's
goes.
minds. Yeah.
But
And
also in Forrest
Ew.
Gump, granted, she has to age. Like she plays someone over.
yeah, they
Yeah.
aged her up and they aged him down with the haircut and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, that's how Hollywood goes.
Yeah.
If you're a woman over 40, forget about it.
Oh yeah.
You're
No, like, if
somebody's
they-
grandma, or you're dying of cancer, or yeah, that's it. Those are your roles. That's it.
Oh yeah, no, she'd be his grandmother right now if they were in a movie together.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. But we still love her. Fantastic. Anything else we want to discuss about Doubtfire before we go to the game?
Game time.
No, I think
Game?
I think we
Okay.
talked about it all.
Here
Yeah,
go.
we really were very thorough, friends.
I
A+.
will say,
You
I
know
think a
what
lot
my
of people
favorite
say this.
scene-
What's your favorite
No,
scene?
The phone call with their mom. Like with
Oh,
the,
where Don't
where
make me
Tom-
get the hose. That part when he's putting on all the different
Yes.
voices. Yeah.
Yes.
That was always one of my favorites. We used to scream that on the phone, me and my friends.
No,
like
not
we'd be
not
like,
that
don't make me
part.
get the
part
hose.
where he's calling his mom and his brother's like, "Do you want to talk to mom?"
Oh
And
right.
Oh.
Oh,
I love that part. That is my favorite part.
I just
He's
love. I
like,
just
"No, I
remember
don't want
the
to live with mom."
the mom on the phone. She's like, "Bye bye." I just remember that voice being like, "Bye bye." She's just been complaining this whole time, and then she is so sweet. She's like, "Bye bye," and you just kind of hear it. Hilarious. So good. Yeah, just so many little details. Oh yeah, let's talk about favorite scenes because we talked about all the sad things. What about our favorite, funniest moments, funniest lines?
My favorite is that call where he's putting on all the different voices. That's one of my favorite parts in the whole thing. And I will say, I think a lot of people say that this is their favorite Robin Williams role, or they think this is the best Robin Williams movie. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but since we're here at the end of Robin Williams month, I will say that I think the best display of his acting is 1 Hour Photo, and that my favorite Robin Williams film is Birdcage.
Well said. That's why we programmed him.
Yeah.
Sam, favorite Robin Williams moment, or not Robin Williams, favorite moment in the movie?
I like when he's interviewing with the social worker, and he says, "This is my impression of a hot dog." Like very underrated. And then my favorite Robin Williams movie, and then favorite role. Is that what we're doing?
Oh, we can. Yeah.
Was that what?
Robin Williams one?
Because
I
Jeanette
mean-
kind of started it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. It'll
I
actually
really
be
like
a really good
Patch
lead into the game.
Adams. Patch Adams is a really good movie.
I
Like,
haven't seen it.
it's really good. I was surprised you didn't have it in your lineup, TBH.
Did you
But
vote
it's-
for it in the poll?
I think I did.
You might
It's
have been the
really
only one.
good. You should watch it.
I will. We're not like I think I've said this before. I'm spacing out Robin Williams movies I've never seen so that I always have one at the ready to watch for the first time.
I've only seen part of Dead Poet Society. I need to finish it.
I like it.
Is it
mean,
okay?
I
It's
think
okay.
yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
no, I liked it more the first time I watched it than when I rewatched it for this, but I like it's definitely worth watching. I kind of wish we did Good Will Hunting instead of Dead Poet Society, but that's just me.
I've never seen Good Will
Well, my-
Hunting.
Oh, Good Will Hunting is so good. It's so
Okay.
good. Will Hunting, yeah. It's
told
more a
my
Matt
friend-
Damon movie, but yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
I told
Yeah.
my
All right,
friends
sorry,
that
go
I
ahead,
was
Nora.
watching Dead Poet Society, and they told me not to because it'll make me hate Robin Williams. So, like, as a teacher, like, apparently it's like very like teachers don't like that movie. Like, apparently,
really?
No, we had a teacher,
teacher
on
we
for
had
that
loved
episode.
that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. No, you should definitely watch it
Yeah,
if you're a
Jake,
teacher.
you know Jake. Jake loves that movie. Jake's Disney
Oh,
Afternoon.
really?
It's like
That
it's
should
his
be your
favorite
main
movie.
reason to watch it is because
Yeah.
you're
It's
a teacher.
good.
Oh, it's really good.
He's very
Oh.
inspiring.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to watch it then because my friends were like, "No, you would not like it because he goes against like all like teacher rules and stuff like that." And I was like, "Oh, maybe I won't like it then."
No, definitely see it. He's fantastic. And it opens up a lot of cool thoughts and discussions just about teaching ethics, which is what we discussed for the most part.
That's what they meant.
During our
Like,
live show?
It's not
Yeah.
like they weren't happy with how ethical some of his teaching practices were.
Yeah,
Up
like
there.
that's where I sit, but Jake was into it. Or I don't want to say he was into it, but he was able to, I think, identify why the things that I held issue with, why they weren't as problematic. So like the argument is there, I think, on both sides for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
So
So I'll
worth
have
seeing.
to watch it. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it as like a teacher's corner thing.
do it.
Yes.
Yes. I can come back. I can come back to that one.
That was my issue why I didn't watch it in the first place. I couldn't
Oh,
find
it's on
it.
Disney Plus here. Come to Canada.
Jeez, there's just all kinds of things all over your Disney Plus.
I know, we got it all. I was amazed. Like as soon as they added Star, which is something that is only a Canadian thing, that
No,
just
we have
opened the
Star.
floodgates. You have Star? You do?
We have stars with a Z.
No,
But-
different thing.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
okay. I
different?
thought so. Yeah. Well, on Canadian Disney Plus, I think Star. It's just single star, 1 star. Oh yeah, no, we have that as well, but that's not on Disney Plus.
Oh.
No, Star is all the content that I think you get through Hulu.
Yes.
Down there, like that's where Pam and
everything you're
Tommy
telling
is.
me
Yeah.
is like on Hulu. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, our Hulu
Tommy-
is their adult
Pam and
Disney
Tommy.
Plus.
Yeah, except we don't have to pay extra for it. We just woke up one day and it was there for the same price. It was great.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Go Disney Plus in Canada. We love it. Okay, so for our game tonight, since it is the conclusion of Robin Williams month, part 1, because as Disney Daddle said, we could do it again. There's more classics.
Yeah.
We never
Yeah.
did
Smoochie.
Aladdin.
I'm like, I think that's more Disney, but we'll see. Aladdin will
That
have
is
one.
so
one
Rob.
day.
That is my first involvement of Robin Williams was that movie. And
I think for a lot of
Oh, yeah.
people that's true. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's how my mom coerced me to watch Jumanji at a young age.
Yeah.
It was a gateway movie. I respect that. I respect
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
She's
So
like, you love Genie, you'll love it. I was like, okay.
all right, so for tonight, speaking of gateways into other Robin Williams films, this isn't really to do with Doubtfire. It's all to do with Robin because it's our last night with him, at least for the foreseeable future until we do part 2. So I am going to name for you a role that he played, and you have to tell me what movie it was in.
Ooh.
And it's not only movies. It could be a movie, a TV show, or a stage play because he's been on Broadway.
Oh no.
Oh, what are you? Well, I mean, he just plays himself in that. I got really excited because I love his live on Broadway stand up. So, see?
Imagine if I was like, who did he play in Robin Williams live on Broadway?
Live on Broadway.
It's a real
No.
brain buster.
Right? That will not be one of them. So yeah, you have to write down the title of movie or TV show or stage play. They're all plays, right? Yeah, or stage play that he
Okay.
played that role in. Some of them are
Okay.
super easy, some of them aren't. So here we go. Yeah, start with this
I'm gonna
one.
lose terribly. I'm like ready for it.
Oh, hold on. I didn't make my scorecard. Teaching Disney. Tinker J. All right. Mork. In what did he play Mork? Oh, feel free to play along in the chat as well.
Yes, please do.
All right. And answers in 3, 2.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
Wait. I don't know.
Okay.
Poor Morgan is a slight disadvantage.
It's like Mark. That sounds like something from Brave.
Brave?
Yeah. Or I also thought you called my name, and I was like, yes, Matt.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Mork with a K.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Dead
Oh,
Poet Society.
Yes, Professor Mork in Dead Poet Society.
I don't know his name.
Professor Mork.
That's all right.
Oh, Captain,
I'm
my
absolutely
Captain,
dead.
Nano. Okay. Oh, that's hilarious. All right. Next. Whew.
Just get ready, Matt.
It's all uphill from here, Morgan.
Okay. Genie.
Throw me a bone here.
Okay.
Genie.
Chini?
Genie.
Genie.
You're
The genie.
favorite.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Threw that in one. I threw that one in just for you, Morgan. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.
I think I spelled it wrong.
You all
No.
got it right.
Thank God it's spelled right. I always misspell Aladdin. I was like, I'm gonna do it this time.
I put 3 A's
Next.
originally in 1 D.
Tiger. I'll be impressed if anyone gets this, truthfully. Tiger.
Tiger.
Just Tiger. And yes, it is. He played a tiger, the animal. It's not like a name for a human. He played a tiger.
Okay. Okay, sure. Thanks for telling me that, because I was starting to reach to movies that I was like, I know he's in this. Maybe this was his name.
Oh, Yoda knows it.
Oh, hey, Yoda.
I threw this one in actually thinking Yoda might watch. I knew Yoda would know this.
Oh, geez.
Yes. I actually have a personal connection to this role.
Oh, okay. Well.
Oh, it's a role?
Well, like he played the role of a tiger in something.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Jungle Book, Cats, Porky Pig.
Porky Pig? What is it?
like the cartoons. The Porky Pig cartoon. Is that Looney Tunes?
Yeah,
yes, that's Looney Tunes.
It's not the answer though, but yeah. Okay, the closest is Martha. Something at the Bengal something. It's a play called Bengal Tiger at the Baghdad Zoo that he did on Broadway, late in his career. And it won the Pulitzer, if memory serves. Like it's a big deal.
I was gonna say, isn't that a book? I remember reading that book.
I don't know if it might be based on a book, but no, it's about basically the war in it might be in the 90s. Oh, it's definitely in the 90s because Saddam Hussein's son is a character, which is the role that I played. It's one of the plays I did in university. And we were the first production in Canada, which was a big deal. Yeah. So if you've ever seen a photo circulating on the internet of me wearing a shirt covered in bullet holes, holding a decapitated head and a gold gun, that's what it's from.
Can I have that in a frame for a wedding present? That's what I would like.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll find it.
And sign it.
Matt's like, if I just own up to it now, nobody can cancel me.
Oh, I don't even want to be canceled. It was like the best. It was the best role. I was fantastic. Everyone was like, wow, Matt, you're going to have such a great acting career. And joke's on them. Here we are on YouTube. So next.
What's the play? Wait, I need to know. What is this play about?
It is about the war in Baghdad in the 90s. Yeah, no, the war is happening in Baghdad, if memory serves. It's about a translator who works for the American government, basically falling into a precarious situation, but having to do with his work, and then the politics, and then the ghost of Saddam's son, who was me, comes and yells at him a lot about how he's betraying his country by working with the Americans. And then at the very beginning, Robin Williams' character, who is a tiger at the Baghdad Zoo, gets shot by these American soldiers. And then he comes back as a ghost and he just spews philosophy through the entire thing. So he has the tiger, who's the role Robin played, has multiple page monologues just about the meaning of life. And if one were to see Robin in it, I can see how it would have been amazing. Wow. But the main attraction was clearly my role, who had one scene that was just 10 minutes of me swearing. And yeah, I learned the accent very well. I also had to speak some of the language, and I did not speak the language very well. We had a language coach, and she basically said, when you're speaking the language, no, it's not good. But your accent is fantastic. So yeah, fantastic play. I recommend everyone read it or try to see it if you can. But yeah, Tiger.
Perfect.
Next. Batty Coda.
Hussein's son.
One more time.
I was triggered. Okay. I was like, whoa.
I'll send you the photo. You'll be more triggered. Batty Coda.
Batty Coda.
Batty Coda.
Oh.
Oh, Sam knows.
Yes. I had to think about it for a minute, but I know.
This is a movie I've never seen, but I've
never seen it either.
And I think I yelled at you about this one at one time.
I've never seen it either, but I know what it is.
Not literally yelled at you, but I was like, how in the world? How could you not?
I forgot this was even a movie.
Matt, have you seen Avatar? If you've seen Avatar, you've seen this movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, come now.
Let's see it. 3, 2, 1. What's the answer? Fern Gully. Brother Bear is a movie I have never seen.
It's fine.
You're not missing much.
It's fine. Yeah.
Look what you did to Morgan.
It's fine.
I love that movie.
That's okay. Bondo would kill me too.
Does it take place in Canada? I've heard conflicting things.
There's arguments whether it's Alaska or Canada, I think.
Alaska should be Canada. But it's another
I
conversation
think
for
it's
another
more
day.
inclined to be Canada because they have constant day and night. Or they have like a constant rotation of day and night, and it's not
That
just
makes
like
sense.
randomly dark all the time.
I'll buy into that. If it takes place in Canada, I'll see it.
There's
like
a
to do my
Canadian
duty.
moose.
That's true. That's true. Oh, aren't Rick
There's actually two
Moranis
of
is in it,
them.
right? Yeah, Rick and Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave?
It's so
John
good.
Is it John Candy?
No, it's Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas.
And Dave Thomas. Okay, yeah.
It's
Love
so
them.
good, Matt. You have to watch it. It's on Disney Plus, and I promise you, it's on your Disney Plus because it's on
Oh,
mine.
it will be.
Everything's on their Disney Plus.
Yeah.
true. We got
Dan
it
and
all.
Tommy.
It's
They,
so
they
worth
even
like
have
the
an
$12
they even
a
have an after midnight section. It's
All right, next. Jack Dundee.
Wait, I know that name.
yeah, because you're thinking of a different movie. I promise you.
Jack Dundee.
Dang it. No, Jeanette, you should have let her say the other movie because that would have been.
That would have been so funny. Oh my god.
Well, I don't know the name of that other
can't
movie,
be.
so I
It
literally
can't-
would have written down.
You know, I'm saying that like I have any certainty in my mind that it's not that movie, but I just don't recall him being in that movie. But now I'm questioning myself.
Wait,
I don't have
Bob,
I don't have an
do
answer.
the Moose do an audio commentary on the Brother Bear DVD?
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Okay, well, that seals it.
I owned
Done.
it.
Okay,
That's
I'm
it.
just gonna.
I will own it just for
There's a
that.
one.
I'm gonna take
and
a
there's
shot in
two,
the dark.
So you know it was good because they made a sequel. They don't just make sequels to make sequels.
They do though, literally to train the animators.
Well, that. Well,
Okay, done. All right, let's see our answers. 3, 2, 1. RV, Jack Dunn.
Oh, is that his actual name in Jack? That's so right. I didn't even think about Jack.
No, well, see, it was a trick question because he does play a kid named Jack in Jack, but this is not the same Jack. He played 3 Jacks in his career. This was from The Best of Times, which I don't think anyone has heard of.
What is
Never.
it called?
Yeah, no, I just picked it to throw you off because it was a Jack. So
Oh yeah,
Dang
And
it.
that's right. I should have thought of Jack, but I was like, I don't think that sounds different.
yeah,
I don't know any of those movies.
Let's see. This
Jack
one we have
is
to do
good.
Robin
Gosh.
Williams month number 2.
Jack is another one that I was like, I want it, but it's so sad.
Oh
that
yeah,
don't
no, I
want
couldn't.
It's like
Emotions
reverse
couldn't handle it.
Benjamin Button, Morgan.
it. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
has a disease
it's a
where
really
he's
good
aging
movie though.
rapidly. So at the age of like 12, he's the age of Robin Williams, and that's the whole thing. He's basically playing a 12-year-old in the body of an adult man. And then the last scene
no.
is at his high school graduation where he's like in the body of like a
Elderly.
90-year-old.
Yeah.
So
Oh, no.
you see him graduating high school with all of his friends who are teenagers, and like it ends happy because it's graduation, but you're like, oh no, we know what's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah,
We know
exactly.
what's next.
Sam's coming.
Yeah. It's I'm getting emotional.
Yeah,
Don't get emotional,
and it's a Scorsese movie too,
it's very
from
good.
what I remember.
It's
Yeah.
very good, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Disney Dado says it perfectly. It's sad big.
Yes.
Sad bit.
Yes.
What's big?
What?
Big-
Oh my! We need a
what is
Tom
it?
Hanks month,
Matt, I
by
need
the
to
way,
go.
Matt.
Okay.
We need
So
a-
more big is the movie
I've
where
seen
Tom
Forrest
Hanks.
Gump and the Mary Poppins one, or the Walt Disney where he played Walt Disney.
Oh,
Saving Mr. Banks.
Good. No,
Saving Mr.
big
Banks.
is where Tom Hanks plays a 13-year-old who makes a wish to be an adult, and then he grows up overnight and he's.
Oh
Tom
yes,
Hanks.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, it's a movie. Next, Alan Parrish.
Oh,
Alan Parrish.
Oh, I know this one.
Yeah, we need a Tom Hanks month. That's going to be another hard one to narrow down.
Oh yeah.
I
Even
just
though
watched.
I hate Forrest Gump. I don't know if I'm ready.
Don't watch it. Yeah, it's. I just watched You've Got Mail. I really liked it. It was really good.
You've Got
Oh,
Mail is
see,
one of my
I'm
favorite
so
films.
It's
over that
really
one now.
good.
Yeah, You've Got Mail is like it's better than I remembered it being.
It's a classic. He has entire restaurants.
It's so long. It is so.
The feather.
I love Forrest Gump so much, but then again, one of my favorite movies is Amadeus, so the length of a movie does not affect me at all.
I want to see that.
Amadeus.
I remember Amadeus being good.
Oh,
yeah,
so good.
Mozart.
Sorry.
He speaks backwards in one scene. It's fun. Oh yeah. So let's see it. Alan Parrish answers 3, 2, 1. Yeah, of course it's Jumanji.
Yay!
All right. Next, King of the Moon. King of the Moon.
It's probably really wrong and really reveals how young I really am because this book was popular when I think it came out when I was 4.
Is it like the Divergent series?
Or this book is, but it is my book.
The Hunger Game.
No.
I don't know. God, I don't even have a guess for this one.
Jeanette, you were like the one person I thought might know it.
Really?
3, 2, 1. Where the Wild Things Are. Some play.
Nothing. I have nothing.
Sam has my answer.
Yeah. Jeanette and I tag teamed on that one.
It was The Adventures of Baron Munhausen.
I've never even heard of that before.
It's a Terry Gilliam movie.
Oh my gosh, no, I've literally never heard of that.
Yeah, he plays, from what I remember, his face is in the moon and it looks just like Dr. Nigel from the Figment Ride.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, except instead of him, it's Robin Williams in the moon.
Terrifying.
Next. How do I pronounce this? Estragon.
Is that supposed to be like estrogen? Is it pronounced?
Spell it for us.
Estragon.
Estragon. I would say estragon.
Estragon. I should know how to pronounce this, but I don't. I will say,
I don't even think he was
pretty
alive
sure
for
this answer has come up in the chat already, so someone in the chat knows. Not to say cheat, but someone in the chat knows.
Let me cheat real
Morgan.
quick. No, I worked on a movie that I don't even think he was alive for. Like,
You're picking some real dark horses here.
Deep cuts, yeah. Hey, I could have gone really deep and like done late career Robin Williams movies.
Well, I was like, that's why I said RV earlier, because I was like,
like Merry Friggin' Christmas was one of his last movies.
Or yeah, or like whatever the name of his character on the Sarah Michelle Gellar TV show was. I don't know what that one was. That's what he was on when he passed, was some TV show with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see our answers. 3, 2, 1.
Nothing.
Some Shakespeare.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon. Bob Hunt got it. Waiting for Godot.
Oh, yeah. I've never watched that. I should do that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic in absurdist theater. You watch it and it really makes you think, what is the point of life? Because I'm watching this.
Oh, I don't think that. I contemplate that daily when my kids tell me how old I am.
What? Okay.
Well, it must feel good to be here with all of us old people.
Next, Armand Goldman.
Oh.
Armand Goldman. Or Coleman.
Am I supposed to know that?
Or Coldman.
Or Cole of the Isle of Man.
It isn't until we hear our last names that we really know where we are. Okay, let's see. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh! Yay!
Birdcage.
Oh, yes! You did
it, Morgan!
Yay, Morgan!
Yes.
All right, final question of the main round. Professor Philip Rainyard.
I got this.
Professor Philip Rainyard.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty
I just love the spark of joy I saw in all of you when I said it. And for a second I was surprised. Then I remembered who all of you are. Let's see. 3, 2, 1.
Oh wait, no.
Oh no! What did you say? Oh
Butch?
no, Morgan!
And you said professor, and I was like, oh, must be.
You better go ride Journey into Imagination 8 times.
Yes,
He's
that
on
is
the
your-
wall.
he's on the wall when you go in with Dr.
I know, but I've never
Selinsky.
seen
And-
Flubber.
And his off. Well, first of all,
That's
you
like
should watch
in your
Flubber.
age bracket. Like,
Yeah.
what?
All
I
right, well,
didn't like. I don't like dumb. Like, I don't know. It seemed dumb when I was younger, so I didn't like it. So I was like,
it's
I'm
so
not gonna watch.
fun and cute.
It's a
It
kid's
was,
movie.
No, you know what it was? It was considered a boys' show, so I didn't watch it.
Okay.
It's
Like all the boys loved it because it had to do with some slimy gunk, and like that's all we had at school for the next 3 months was slime flubber things, and I was like, ugh, I'm not watching it.
Oh, that's
It looked like
hilarious.
phlegm, and I was like, no.
No, it's Flubber. I can't watch Flubber though because Weibo dies and it's really sad.
Yeah.
I used to have a toy Weibo.
So
Like
did
a remote
I. I loved
control.
her. Yeah, and then
He's
remote
cute.
control, the thing
For
flipped
some
up so
reason,
good.
Yeah.
I relate Flubber to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and I don't like Honey, I
Yeah.
Shrunk the Kids. That's why I didn't watch it.
That's all canon. If you go on the Journey to Imagination, they're all from the Imagination Institute.
Yeah.
I love that. That made me so happy. Okay,
I
so
hate that movie.
what? No, Morgan.
It gave me an
Well,
irrational fear of ants.
That
but
movie
the ant is the ally.
is pure joy.
The
The
ant
ants
is
are
always-
friends.
That big.
Ants are friends. Okay,
No,
so
what's
for
that?
the bonus round, Morgan, you have 3 points. Other 2 friends, you both have 6 points. How many points would you like to wager?
All in.
3.
We're all okay. All in. Here we are.
Sarah,
All
Go.
in.
Sam said 3.
Wrong, Sam.
Oh, Sam
Sam
said
said
3?
three.
Sam said 3.
No,
Okay.
I'll go all in.
Going
Oh
all in?
wait,
Okay.
do I have to be with everybody else?
So how this round works is you have a chance to quadruple your points. So there are 4 correct answers. For every answer you get correct, you get whatever you wagered added
Okay.
to your score. Robin Williams was nominated for 4 Oscars. Name the 4 movies. He did win once, that doesn't matter. But name the 4 movies that he was nominated for an Oscar for. Every movie you get correct increases your score by however much you wagered.
So wait, we're answering what awards or what movies?
What movies?
What movies? Okay.
Yeah. It was split between supporting actor and best actor. So that is what it is.
Oh, so okay. Well, that song didn't win that year anyway. For some reason, I was thinking the song
Yeah.
from Aladdin won, but
No,
that's
and he did win one. So yeah, all of these nominations were for acting for either best actor or
Okay.
best supporting actor. He did win once in his career. And that movie is counted among the 4.
okay.
Oh, Bob Hunt brings up a good point while everyone's writing that absent-minded professor is human-centric and
Yes.
Flubber is about goo.
So Morgan was kind of
Valid.
right.
Yeah, valid.
I just remember the toy flubbers that everyone bought to school. And it was basically what we now know as slime. And
Yeah.
it was, but they were all like,
Loved it.
No.
Loved it. Flubber, so much fun. Slime parties. I don't know why that's a thing, but good for kids learning about physics and glue. It's good for them. Fun times.
Slime is the death of me.
Slime is
Yeah.
so gross. Like that stuff is disgusting.
Oh my god, my daughter has
It
like
gets
every
everywhere.
variety of it.
It gets everywhere.
And I didn't realize what a big deal it was till I was on TikTok and saw people like make artisanal slime.
You know
Yes.
what's
It's a
funny?
thing.
If you add cornstarch
Yeah.
to it, you can make a bouncy ball.
Oh,
Like one
that's
ingredient
fun.
off from a bouncy ball.
That's
fact.
fun.
Yep.
Take- All right. Let me know when you have your 4 answers.
Just because I don't know any other movies and they seem like good answers.
Very good. Very good.
All right, I think I got it. I'm sure only one of these is right.
All right.
I'm not sure any of mine are right, but we're gonna go with it.
So, I'll tell you what the movies are, and you can keep score for yourself. Then you'll reveal your answers at the end.
Okay.
Here we are.
No one cheat.
One of them is Good Will Hunting.
Okay.
Oh, dang it.
That's what he won for. One of them is The Fisher King.
Ugh.
I haven't seen, but it's a movie. One of them is Good Morning Vietnam.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
course.
I forgot he was in
And-
that.
Yep.
Me too.
And another one, the last one, is Dead Poets Society.
Yes. I got
so, let me see
3.
your answers. Oh, Jeanette got 3. Okay. Morgan, what'd you get?
I got 1.
1? I think that's 1. Morgan got 1.
I'm surprised he didn't
Sam
get
got
nominated.
2.
Now you see, the fact that we all said 1 hour photo means he should have been freaking nominated for that movie, and I'm right.
It's a good
Oh,
one.
you
He's good. He's creepy AF in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, his acting in that movie is so good.
Oh,
I'm
it's so
surprised
good.
he didn't get nominated for
How'd Martha do?
Jumanji.
Oh,
Oh,
look,
she got
Martha
3.
said all the same ones I said.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Nice. Let's see. Disney Dado, Good Will Hunting. Good job, Disney Dado.
Oh,
He
you're
wins. He
just
got it all
showing-
right.
You're just
Disney
showing
Dado
off.
won. Disney Dado won.
Disney
Well
Dado
done.
wins.
Jeanette, bring Disney Dado on one time. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
no joke. He's good at these games,
Yeah.
man.
Or even just bring him for the game. Disney Dado, join us for the next game.
Oh, he's been begging for your trivia nights again. So don't
Oh,
worry.
it's next one's in August.
Right,
Oh,
no,
let me know.
we
I
can't
wanna
wait.
do
Matt, can I tell you how upset I was that I fell asleep
For Disney Plus.
yes, for the Disney Plus one. I was so upset. So upset.
Oh yeah, no, I remember you messaged me. I was like, "Don't worry, it's happening again." And you said, "No, but it was Disney Plus. I would have gotten it."
Yeah.
I would have gotten it.
Yeah,
You gotta
but
make it alive one time. You have to make it alive where you actually have guests and get their reactions.
it's always alive.
So It's so
Right.
much better when you see people's reactions. I play it with my kids all the time.
Really?
Oh, yes.
No,
it's
I want to
so
do that
good.
with I've trying to get my friend Luke, who's been on the channel in videos twice, to join me because he always messages me after really angry at how hard the questions are. And yeah, and I'm just like, I want you on so I could just see how angry you are in real time.
Yes!
So that would be maybe
I
the
will
next
come
one.
on, Matt.
Maybe the
You will
next
see
one.
My hugely competitive side.
I just don't know
got
how
it.
I don't know how it would work with the lag though, because of
Yeah.
It would be the same.
would it?
It would be
Yeah,
the same
we
because
can try it. If it's a hot mess, we'll find out together. Why not?
Yeah.
But that's in August. Before that, I haven't officially announced on the channel what the next marathon is. Like we all know, but they don't know. They don't know. So for the 8 of you watching, the next movie marathon starts next week on Tuesdays. We're switching nights. Who wants to guess what it's going to be? You have like 30 seconds.
Oh, the chat, not us.
Yeah, in the chat. No,
Yeah.
no. Everyone here knows. What's the next one going to be? Let us know.
Well, you got to give them a minute
Oh yeah, you're right. I'll give them a
because of
I'll
lag.
give them a minute. I'll give them a solid minute to guess.
Yeah, you know who's
Yeah.
gonna.
I will
who's gonna
say
guess
though,
it.
Matt, if my Disney boundingness is not on one of your trivia nights, I'm gonna be very upset because I literally did them with you in mind.
How many did you do?
I've done a few in my day.
Okay.
Like I dressed up as Sully one time
Okay.
last October. I dressed up as Wanda recently, and then I dressed up as Rocket. And then I have
Okay.
more in mind. More are
Oh.
coming.
Okay.
Martha's close. Martha's close.
She's cheating. She knows. I told her.
Oh, we'll see.
But no, it is a solid guess. Johnny Depp. Very close. Very close.
I would love a Johnny Depp month, but
Right?
You're gonna watch the Aquaman.
Pierce
movie.
Brosnan month. Although
No.
I will say though, like one that I do want to do, not anytime soon, but sooner than later, I want to do a James Bond month because I've never seen a
Ooh.
James Bond film, and I
One-
want to do
They're
like
good.
Yeah.
of different
one film
Bonds,
per
yeah.
Bond. It would be the plan.
Well, I think if you do that, it's 6 weeks. Then aren't there 6? I think.
Are
there's
there only 6? I
Bonds
feel like
now.
there's at least 8.
Oh, there might
there's
be
that
more
one-
then.
There's the one that like only did one movie and he was so bad they were like, "You're not coming back as Bond."
And he did really well. Timothy Dalton.
Dalton,
He did a really-
yes.
I thought he was a really good Bond.
I like Timothy Dalton, but I like him because of the Beautician and the Beast. That's my favorite.
Oh,
Oh, he's that
my
guy?
God.
I love that.
Dropping
All
the
right.
deep cuts today.
All right, here we go. Time to announce it. We are doing Pirates of the Caribbean.
Dun, 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 dun,
All of them.
dun, 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 dun.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So Whereas I usually try to program the best movie for last. We're starting with the best one and watching them get progressively worse as time goes on.
And what is
Yay.
the one that you chose to leave out? Didn't you leave one
I
of
didn't
them
leave
out?
one out. No,
We're doing
five.
all of them. Okay.
Doing
I
all
was
five.
like, wait, didn't we leave one out?
Yeah, I've never seen the fifth one because I gave up. When I saw the zombie shark in the trailer, I thought, no, this is it. They're jumping the shark, literally. They're jumping the zombie shark. But there it is. So I'm thrilled to watch. Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna lie, there are some that I haven't watched because they do scare me. Like I've seen scenes and I've had to stop watching because I've gotten so scared.
And I can do my Barbossa impersonation, which in my opinion is like perfect. I perfected my Captain Barbossa back in the day. And I was hired as a professional pirate for a theme park from it. So.
I did a point dance to the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song.
Nice. So that's what we have to look forward to.
Yay!
Look forward to that, friends. Cannot wait. But Robin Williams, Mrs. Doubtfire. So any closing thoughts on Robin or on the movie before we say goodbye for now to Robin?
I think that we just chose a really great actor to start basing these around an actor's career. This was the best one to start with.
Agreed. Love him.
Agreed.
Love the work.
All right.
Can't wait to bring it back. Yes, we love you, Robbie. A legend. All right. So with that, we're going to do our sign-offs. You're going to go full screen, and then you're going to tell us who you are, where we can find you, and anything else noteworthy that you want us to know about you or stuff that's coming up. Cannot wait. We're going to start with Morgan.
So I'm Morgan. You can find me on YouTube at Teaching Disney. You can also find me on Instagram. I would go to my YouTube page to find my Instagram because it's really long and I don't feel like saying it right now. But I do lots of Disney content. I have lots of Disney content coming out. I have a whole restaurant review that I've been saying for months I'm going to get out. I'm finally going to do that, where I've eaten at like 7 different Disney World restaurants, including my Holy Grail restaurant. And it didn't go as well, but it's okay. I still ate there. I got food poisoning, but it's okay. I still loved it, and I'm still going to go back. I'm just not going to eat the fish. But that's a story for another day. But you can find me on Teaching Disney and enter in my giveaway to win this mug or a fabulous Tiana tumbler as well, and some other great prizes.
Brilliant. Thank you, Morgan. Always a pleasure. Sam, same
Hi.
question.
Well, again, my channel is Dish Upon a Star. I haven't posted in a while, but you should still go like and subscribe because my videos are really cool and fun. And I'm working on probably doing some like more parks food, because that's what I like to do. But I do a lot of food that you can see in the Disney movies. And I'm probably going to do some like wedding planning stuff now that I'm planning a wedding. And I'm thinking about bringing more of my like funeral directing stuff to YouTube and talking a little bit more about what I do. So yeah, let me know what you want to see. Again, you can find me YouTube, Dish Upon a Star, and then Instagram at dish_upon_a_star because I guess Dish Upon a Star by itself was taken.
Brilliant. Thank you, Sam.
Yay!
Loved having you. All right, Jeanette.
Hey, so you can find me at TinkerJ787 on Instagram. You can also find me on YouTube on the Disnerdy Network. I'm on We Like Theme Parks every week. We come on at Tuesdays at 9. And then early July, it should be me, Churro Fund, and Sammy D doing Dole Whip Darlings. And of course, you can find me here on Teacup for One.
Brilliant. Thank you, Jeanette. Until next time, always a pleasure. And of course, if you're watching, this is my channel. Subscribe, please. I want to get to 1,500 eventually. I'm almost there. Well, not really. It's still like 40 to go. So you can be one of the people that helps make that happen. If you're watching this channel again, this is me. We're going to be doing the Pirates of the Caribbean live show series starting next week, and we are moving to Tuesday evenings. And hopefully coupled with that, I want to do a bunch of pirate themed videos, either pirate history or Disney Parks history. I haven't figured it out yet, but there's a lot of cool stuff when it comes to pirates. So watch for that. Also watch for some nifty unboxing videos. And I also probably going to do a video about the Van Gogh exhibit in Toronto because I went there. So that was fun. But until then, friends, thank you for joining us. My name is Matt and I have 2 degrees, and this has been the Tea Cup for One. How do I end this?